Okay, I put some lines on this silver chart, but I think they're meaningless because when this thing descends, I don't think it's going to follow this trend channel. It's going to make a new one called the cliff. And our friends at JP Morgan, if you're short, are going to make you money. Now, unfortunately, if the whole silver blogging world out there started saying short silver, it would ruin it. It's almost like if you had a time machine. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I think it is. There's a couple other reasons. I'm not just going by technicals at all, believe me. But if you had a time machine, you can go forward in time and say, oh yeah, silver crashed on April Fool's Day 2012 or whatever, the day after. That was the bottom right there. Okay, rewind the machine. Let's go back in time. You couldn't tell anybody because you could ruin the outcome. And that's really what the deal is. Fortunately, I don't have like 1 million people listen to this anyway, So, yeah, I'm holding my short position. Look, silver's down 10 cents tonight. Well, I'm making all kinds of money. 4 cents. Oh, great. But anyway, it doesn't work like that because it's going to hit unexpectedly. That's what I think is going to happen. Same thing with the gold. This is the gold chart. And when you're looking at this wonderful little channel here, maybe it's hitting the top of the channel already. But sometimes I wonder, if these channels work because the silver has a mind of its own. But I was thinking it's not going to go much more than the low 30s. That's what I would think. This thing is not going to settle down and go sideways. It's going to take a hard dive, and then it's going to go up like a rocket. And, yeah, I observed that comment about the head and shoulders pattern. And, I don't know if it has to be a perfect head and shoulders, but it's not bad for silver anyway. It doesn't exactly work for gold, but maybe it does more or less because I don't think any of these things, it's lopsided. But, yeah, you got silver, it's not too bad. I mean, both these points, it's around the same point. 34.37, 34.40, say around there. It hits this point. Almost hit it on the nose. And of course, you got this pointy head over here, right? It could be, but there's something else I'm going on. It does say this pattern, though. It's not really like a perfect head and shoulders, but the head and shoulders pattern is believed to be one of the most reliable trend reversing patterns going. That's right out of the free public online Wikipedia. It's a pretty good bet. It's a pretty good bet. But what's getting me is this. More news. When you dig in, and there's a lot of junk you can read about this debt default swap stuff. They're telling you right now the default insurance price is going up. Yeah, no kidding, because they had to pay out money, right? This is also from Thursday, March 15, 2012. Standard & Poor's rated new Greek bonds issued under its bond swap, CCC, as of today, Thursday, March 15, or still vulnerable to default. That's a key little word, still vulnerable to default, because you know what I smell? Bunch of smiley faces putting on an act. They don't want, if they're going to pull this rug, they're getting their boys out of there quick. They're getting their people. The insiders are pulling out and leaving the jerks holding the investments that are going to get creamed, just like usual. After the swap is completed, in other words, the swap is not completed, it won't be completed till April, we will likely consider Greece's selective default to be cured. That's after the swap is completed. So there's some critical timing coming up here. The bond swap, which is to wrap up in April. In other words, it's got all of at least March to go. At least. There's some critical times coming up here in the next 2 weeks. And I don't care how much you search the news, you're going to find stories pro and con, and you're not going to find anything 100% solid that's telling you there's something wrong. But I'm saying there's something wrong because they made this default look like nothing. That's why I'm saying something's wrong. They're acting like it's nothing. No problem. Gee, everything's great. No, it's not. If they were like a little more excited about it, or they had to pump out a lot more money to banks and stuff like that, there was some kind of emergency measures that the ECB had to do, or I'd be a little more thinking that something's not. I think there is something. They're going to do something here, and they're going to screw some people up pretty good that are investing in some place. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to pull the rug out of some people. They're acting too calm about this without actually pumping money into the system. They're just like, you think all, that's the point I was saying before. Most, you're talking bigger business people, they're 100% predators. You think they don't care if the euro falls apart. They want their money. And if there's any possible way that they can get their money, they're going to do it. This whole thing could be derailed. That's what I'm thinking. It's not over with. They're making it like it's all fine. But just read into this. It's still vulnerable to default after the swap is completed. And guess what? The swap isn't completed till April. So maybe that's why you're going to see silver crash like crazy. It's a risk asset. They'll pour out of it in a second. But yeah, it does look like the pattern's going down. I don't know, it could be like, the fact that it hit these exact highs like this, exactly the same left and right shoulder with the definite head, I guess you would call that. Yeah, it could be. But really what I'm going by is this swap is not done. So I say something's going to blow up. I'm looking at some pennies over here. I don't know what the hell that means. Anything can go up a little bit. But if you're looking at the analysis, like I said, it doesn't seem like you can, if it went up to 34, I'd be like, I'd be wondering then. I'd definitely be wondering then. But I don't think it is. I think it could possibly go up to a little bit over 33, and it's going to take a hard dive down again. So, anyway, just beware of this. I know it's possibly maybe this pattern means something, but I'm not really looking at that pattern so much as this and the way they're acting. I don't like the way they're acting. Something isn't right.